song is the Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book. Now, what we're going to do is our strumming pattern most of the time, when it's a 2-beat chord, we'll do down, down, up. And then when we get to a 4-beat chord, we'll do the island strum. Down, up, down, up. Now, if you don't know the island strum, you can go back to the video of how to do the island strum. The other thing we've got is sometimes we just have 1-beat chords, and obviously it's just going to be a down strum, and we're going to practice that section now. So that is at the bottom of the first stanza, that bring the bare necessities of life. So let's practice that. So we're going to go C, A minor, D minor, G7, C, F, C, and mute. Let's do that quite a few times. C, A minor, D minor, G7, C, F. Pause the video if you need to do it slower. A minor, D minor, G7, C, F, C. That bring the bare necessities of life. Just gradually get a bit faster. Bring the bare necessities of life. Bring the bare necessities of life. Bring the bare necessities of life. Last one. Bring the bare necessities of life. Great. Okay. So the next thing I just need to speak to is going from F to F minor. Now, F minor might be a new chord for you, and there's no way around it other than just doing a little bit of finger gymnastics. So we're going to go from F, then we're going to swap them over, bring them both into the same fret, and then put your little finger over on F minor. So just give F minor a go. Pointer finger, first fret, 4th string, top string, 2nd string, 2nd finger, 1st fret, and then your little finger, your 4th finger, over on the 3rd fret, bottom string. So just have a check. So just practice until you can get them all clean. You could probably hear it that my index finger was laying down a little bit on that 2nd string. So you have to lift that right up. So let's go from F to F minor. F, and then swap them over, 1st fret. There we go. F and F minor. F, it's a beautiful change. F and F minor. Okay, great. Now the last thing we're going to speak to is every time you have a D7 before a G7, the most ergonomic way to do that is to have your middle finger on top. Normally you would do a D7 like this, but instead we're going to put the middle finger on top with the ring finger down. And then when you go to the G7, that finger is ready. So one of the times we do it, we go from a D minor to a D7 to a G7. So let's try that. D minor, D7, and then G7. D minor, D7, G7 twice more, D minor, D7, G7, last one. Great. And we do go from C to D7. So if you remember it, it's good. If you don't, it's fine. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, all Mother Nature's recipes. Bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. I think there's a couple of extra beats there. The bare necessities of life will come the big pawpaw. Have I given you a clue? Here we go. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Beautiful. Now, the one thing that I forgot to say is we were just going to do that when you look under the rocks and plants. So we do when you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants. Just to give it a little bit of texture, we're just doing something with this different with the strumming pattern. So let's do that a couple of times. When you, A minor 7, 3, 4. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, maybe try a few. Now I think there might be an extra beat or two on that. Here we go. Let's do that one more time. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, and maybe. There we go. So have fun with that. Just keep rewinding it as many times as you need. Remember, practice it lots. That's the way to get better. Have fun.